Well, hello people. So today we're gonna talking about how to fetch data from API using BLOC. So this is the API that I use with the response data like this. This is a detail of product with the nested JSON of product image for the list of image, and then the product based relation which contain detail of brand, category, and collection over here. So this is the response data that we need to fetch into our Flutter project. So when I click the block fetch complex JSON, that will be load the data from this API. This is the thumbnail and the detail of name and the description of the product. And then when I click one of this item product, it will be going to the detail of product. This is the image that we fetch from this product image. And over here, the detailed information about brand, category, collection that we can get from this JSON. Okay, so this is the goal that we can reach in this tutorial. So without any further ado, let's just do this, shall we? Okay, here we go. Before I jump to start the code, I would like to show you about the structure of this project. There are several folders in here. As you can see here, there is a block and components, model, repository, services, and views. So here's the kind of structure that I created for this project. Now what you need to do first is create the folder services and then create new file for API service. Here you need to import the package of HTTP. By the way, you need to add this package inside the pub spec. You should add this HTTP package and also flutterbloc for state management. Here's the version that I use, so please follow the version here because every version has a different updated, so just follow this instruction. Okay, and then the next one is create the API service. This is the attribute of this class. Then here is API web for get endpoint of API, and this is for post with the body. And this is the response of each code. So when 200, it will be return the of dynamic response, and if else, that will throw the exception from the API. Right, this is the API servers that you need to create to hit the API. And the next thing that you need to create is model for passing our data JSON. Here is the result model. As you can see here, we have several attributes in JSON data. There is response data for header. This is for detail of product, and the nested JSON for product image over here as a list. And we also need to create product based relation, and inside the product based relation there also nested JSON for brand, category, and also for collection over here. So those model that you need to create inside the model. So let's go back to here. This is for header response data, response code, and also response message. For response data, you need to set as a dynamic, and the next model that you need to create is a model product. Here is the header of product, and this is for model image product as a list. And we also need to define a product based relation model, right? Maybe we can see over the product model image here. This is attribute, and here's for parsing data JSON from the API. Once we got to response success, so we just need to call the from JSON to parsing the JSON data. And here is the product based relation model. Here is the ID, brand, category ID, collection ID, and this is for nested JSON of our product based relation model. This is just for single model, so we just need to declare as brand model. And let's just go to the brand model. Here's for brand model, category model, and also collection model, right? And in every single model you need to create this factory from JSON. What does it mean? This is just for parsing. When you got the response data from the JSON or nested JSON, you just need to call the from JSON to parsing your JSON data. So you might be can see over here the product model. In this one, I define the image from the JSON mapping. I stored this variable as a list, and then in this list image I call the mapping for looping the each data and parsing to the from JSON here, and then I return as a list. Okay, that's good. And then the for product based model, and I also just call the from JSON and parsing the JSON of the product based relation, and it allow for the brand model, category model, and collection model. As you can see here, I just call the from JSON that will be written to the model of mapping JSON data. So this is the model that you need to create for our response data from the API. Okay, that's good. Once you're done create the product model, you need to create the repository to call the you need to create the repository product, create the new folder for repositories, and create the new file for product repository. And here I call API service from this file, and then return as a list product model. And here, once we got the success response data from the API, I get the body of the response and store to the parse final, and then mapping body response to result model first. Then once it's done, I call the response data from this result model as a list. Then I do mapping this variable product list to product model from JSON to list. So this is will be returned the list of product model. Right, this is for product repository. And the next thing that you need to create is BLOC product. Here is the BLOC product. Firstly, you need to import the BLOC package and declare the class of product block. This is just for constructor. And here is the mappings event to state. As you know, BLOC pattern just working in event and state, so we need to create several event and several state for our block. Here is the event that you need to create. First, you need to declare as abstract class for product event. Then you implement this product event into category event and give a string name. This is for parameter, and I put the string name here. And here is the state of product, so you need to create this state also. So this is the product on state, because in this state we need to return the product list, so you need to add attribute for product list model. And here is just for failure, and this is for indicator loading hit data. Okay, great. And here is the event that we call in mapping event to state. So you need to define if event is getting category event, then we do this logic. So this is the first time when application hit the API, I yield the loading product to showing the indicator, and I also give a delay for 2 seconds, and I hit the API for product by category. And once it's done, I store the data into product in here and yield the product state. So but when there is something error, I yield the failure product. Okay, now let's consume this block into our widget. So let's go to view folder and let's create the stateful widget with the name of BLOC product view. This is a scaffold with the name of product, and this is just for icon of action. And inside this create attribute, we call the event get category event with the parameter of fashion. And for the child, we create the product component, so you need to create this widget as a stateless widget. And this stateless widget we will return as a block consumer because we already hit the event category over here. So in this component we just need to consume the state of the block, and this is the listener for state. When the state is loading product, we want to showing the loading indicator, and if the state is valid product, the widget will return text of detail error message. And our builder here, once the product state is ready but the state product or the attribute of products list it's still null, it will return circular loading also. But once product list is not null, I return the grid view over here and generate the list of the product model. I store state of product into product model list over here. Then I'm showing data through this widget. This is the for image, and this is for the text of detail of product. So now let's just run our project. Alright, our application is running now. By the way, I call this page inside this grid view, so let's just click this one, and then that will be written to this block provider. So now we already get a data from the API. Here is the list of JSON data, and if we are doing the bug of our block, let's just go back and click this one, and this is will break point to this line. And if we are trying to dive, let's navigate to file product block, and we want to put the breakpoint here and just running again. The loading still running, and yep, that will be go to this line. Okay, this is a name of fashion. Good. And we want to see a response data from our API. Let's just go to this file and just click in here. Let's put the breakpoint there and just continue. Okay, and if you can see here, this is the model of our result model, and response data we are not doing mapping to our model, so we declare product list as a response data over here. Okay, and then after we declare response data as a list over here, we are doing map product list into a product model JSON over here. Let's just go to from model here, and let's see the value that coming. Yep, as you can see, this is the list of model. It's already mapped to our model. Here is the photo, product ID with the ID, and then let's just go right. And for best product, here is the JSON already mapped to our model. Let's just continue, stop it. Right, okay, so now we already showing the data of product here, and now we want to showing the detailed information about product when we try to click one of the product item here. So what we need to do is we need to create new view inside here, and create the product detail view. Then in this stateful widget, you need to passing the product model, because we don't want to hit API again to get the detailed information from this product or from one product. And over here you need to declare some variable. This is for gallery, to showing image as a full screen, and then here is for state indicator for carousel, because we want to showing the image in a carousel slider. And this is we are looping the image model into gallery. Here is the method to open image as a full screen, and this is for scaffold. And inside the scaffold body, just create the carousel slider item like this. It will be called the galleries item. And yep, this is for indicator of carousel slider. I mean, this is for index indicator, so I want to showing you about this is indicator and this is for carousel, right? So this is the image of our detailed product. And when I try to swipe left, the indicator will move to the index of image. Alright, then here's the detailed information that you can create over here, detailed information. And to showing the detail, brand, category, and collection, you just to call the product model and get the product base relation model and call the model brand, then call the attribute of the name, and it's allowed to category, collection, and the others one. Yep, so this is how to get the detail of each product inside the product detail. Okay, I think that's all from me. I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to keep support my channel grow up, and thank you very much. See you next video.